G'day guys, and welcome back to Stitch Up and another episode of Planet Coaster 2. This is our Historia series where we create a theme park based on historical events and based on history. Episode 4. Now in episode 3 we created the Norse water coaster, this kind of sort of Norwegian kind of Viking inspired water coaster. That was a blueprint, but I've done all the all the ground decoration myself, and that's all gone pretty well, so that's pretty good. You can see over in the background a little peek on a little peek on what this episode's going to be about. That's right, I mentioned this a few episodes ago, but this episode we're going to be looking at some walls, some ancient walls, and in particular we are going to be looking at the ancient walls of Constantinople. These are called the Theodosian walls, and Constantinople is modern-day Istanbul in Turkey, and of course it was the seat of the Roman Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire, when the Roman Empire split into two, and Constantinople was very center of that, and these walls stood the test of time for many hundreds of years. So we're going to be talking about where we're going to put these walls, and we're going to be changing up the park quite a bit actually, and just looking at a few different things over in this area. So guys, jump in, enjoy this Stitch Up intro, and I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, here we go. So this is the plaza area, so you do walk in from the park and you've got the entrance here. Now I've got these kind of rocks here, and you walk through the rocks, and I don't mind it because it reminds me kind of Greece a little bit, where you've got lots of sort of not many trees, a few shrubs and lots of rocks, and you got these kind of this big statue and things. So I think that is okay, and I don't mind the little pond here. I think we'll probably put something to decorate the pond in a while in there, we've got what have we got here? We've got a couple of so then you come down through these rocks here and into the plaza. Now what I want to do is I just want to flatten out all of the land around here. So if I come to here and I go to flatten to foundation, and I make this guy fairly big, please. Oh, sorry, not the intensity. Yeah, if I make this fairly big, I basically want to flatten everything down to here, so when I go to put in my walls, I'm looking pretty good. So you are at foundation there, which is great. That's what I want. And then you've got this kind of bit just here, so that's fine, and we might just shave that off and I'll fix that up. I'm famous, well I'm not famous actually, I am, but part of my play style is kind of get it right on camera, or just get it kind of planned out on camera, and then really have a go at fixing things and really refining things in between, where I can just but I like to share sort of how we're creating things on camera with you, and then go ahead and share and then fix those things up in between. So yeah, I've got these two sets over here now. So these are if I have a look at it, these I've just created these guys. So I just wanted to quickly show you actually. Let me just bring this in. Yes, these are the Theodosian walls in Constantinople. So these walls here were all around the city of Constantinople. This modern-day Istanbul sits on a bit of a like a horn, I guess, like a peninsula, and these were the straight walls that went across the front of it, the front of the peninsula, the land side, and then of course these walls also went all the way around the coast as well. So, and they still stand at the today. They're there, and we've got here's an example of them and how they were layered, and of course when they were layered up in this sort of defensive nature. So you'd have a moat, you'd have a wall, and then you'd have an inner wall as well. So we might look at some layering as well, but we're not going to be copying the layering just exactly like that. I might just pop this one over here so I can keep a little eye on it. So yeah, and if you have a look here, I've tried to, in fact, let me just grab that other picture there. What I tried to do, yeah, I've tried to just color these the same as well, yeah, I've tried to sort of color these up a little bit similar. And you've got the kind of bits of basically they are lots and lots of brick. So it is all brick here, and what I've just done, these are all completely four-sided. So when we get them in, we're going to change everything up a little bit. But I've just tried to kind of put the top on them, put a little bit of detail on the top there. So you've got some parapets. I made the parapets myself, and we can also, you know, we can adjust things as we need to. But yeah, this is enough for me to start working on the layout. So let's go for this. Let's just jump in and start thinking about how we want this to look. So if I make it, if I have it here, what I was thinking is I might do a straight wall here, and I want to get, let me get this guy. So I'm actually going to get this guy here, and I'm going to just duplicate that, and I'm going to put him here. Now, he's rotating on an axis there, so what I wouldn't mind doing is, what's the rotation? Angle snap there. Just get you down to that. So if I do that, yeah, okay, good. So let me think about this. Let me just think. These sides are all exactly the same. But what I wouldn't mind doing is, let me just think, this guy's going to be like this. Yeah. Okay, so what we'll do is we won't put him there. We'll grab this one first. Yep. And we're going to do it like this. Yeah, about like that. And I think we're going to try and get a bit of a moat in first. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll set the wall up like this. Yeah, and we'll put him in here. Yeah, let's put him there. Yeah, and once we get him like that, I'm going to have to use my, sorry, can I use the world axis there? Yes, I can. Okay, so once we get him in, we can actually start to set up and get this looking a bit good, looking quite good here. So let me just create a bit of a, and I've got a piece there that'll help. Yeah, let's create this little bit here to join him up. I think that's kind of nice. Yeah, it's not too bad actually. If I'm looking at just a little strip there, that could be quite nice, I think. So this is quite good. Yep, and you've only got the edging on one side, so that's not too bad. And what I will do as well is we'll do that. Now I don't want to take too much room there as well. So as we've got this, what we might do here is just create this. Yeah, and just create the next one across. And just try and see if we can join these guys up. And again, I'm using the back part just to join them. And I'm looking at that little strip there on the side and saying, right, you can just see it, nice and visible, and then it's like that. So that's not too bad like that. So if we put those guys there, are you there? Yes, you are there, good. Okay, so these guys are there. Now, looking at the walls, we did have some other parts along the front. So if what I could do, what is that bit? I don't know what that is. That's weird. But if I could do this and I could go duplicate. Now what I was going to see is, can I drop these down a bit for the moat? Yeah, so if I put it like this, essentially what we're trying to do here is get a moat area behind. And I don't know how this is going to look, and what we'll probably end up doing is removing some of the other ones, but I like that for now. I think that's good. We might end up removing some of these guys because we don't need those, so I might have to just jump into those parts and then we can remove all these bits here. Okay, so I can go ahead and do that anyway. And we have put quite a bit under the ground there as well, which is not going to help for the part count, but okay, there's quite an overlap there too, but that's all right. Yeah, so that's not too bad there. And then we can see how we're going to get this with the moat area. Now, what I want to do here is, can I can I get my terrain? And I just want to see here with the moat. I should have done this actually a bit differently. So let me try something here. Let me get this and just go, can I move you? Yes, I can. I can move you to there for now. Okay. And if I get my terrain, and I want to go intensity, very intense, size right down. And we want to dig down, don't we? Yes. Now, this water doesn't need to be deep, but if I do it like that, you should now have... Actually, it can be deep, yeah. Right, it can be like that, which can be quite good. And then I actually, with the terrain here as well, I wonder if I can just now flatten the foundation here. And I just want to flatten this off a bit. And what's that doing to the other side of it? Well, actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. We can have a look at it. Okay, so we would do that, yes. And then we want to see whether or not we can put the other part of the wall in just in there. So let's bring our wall friend back. Now, is that wall at the same angle now? If I do that, is he here? He is at the same angle, good. Now, I want to make this so that they're not perfectly lined with each other. So I wouldn't mind just doing it sort of a bit like that. Then I want to put that in a bit. Yeah. I think that's good. Good, good, good. Yep. And now I will get my terrain tool. And whoop. Terrain. And I just want to push these guys away, but I just want to see, because I don't want to see that change under the water, and I might have to bring the foundations down a bit, but I don't think so. I think I can just bring my water up quite high and I should be good. If I have a look here with the terrain and go straight into water, and I want clear, I want rough, and I want natural. I think I want clear. Where are you? Can you go to there? You can't put water there. That'll flood the whole park. Oh, yes, you can. You can do that. Okay, so we could do water there, or I could do, that's that one, or I could do natural water. Yeah, that's better. Natural water is much better. Yeah. Right, now there's the height that I've got, so I don't mind that at all. What I wouldn't mind doing maybe is just grabbing these guys, and I don't know what those patterns are on the ground, but I just want to see, do I want this to be, yeah, slightly above. Yeah, that's nice. Good. And then this guy, I want him to be, because I'm just looking at the pink. You either want to see it or you don't want to see it. But what we want here is, yeah, let's do it like that. So you see the moats, and it's almost like a fence that way. So that's pretty good. These are parallel with each other, are they? Yes, they are. Good. Oh, they don't look it. They look a bit odd, actually. Are they? No, they are. They're good. So once we start lining things up, it'll be quite nice. So that is pretty good. Okay, so there's some layers there of these walls, which is excellent. And then what we'll want to do is get one of these. So if we can do a duplicate, I don't want to do all that with the trees. That's why that extra bit was there. If I just come back and do just that. Okay. And we want to duplicate this. Now, I think to do this, I think I'm going to have to, I could do the rotator the same, but I think I'm just going to have to eyeball this. Yeah, if I turn this, oh, hang on. Yeah, maybe because of the angles of the other one. I snapped that to angles as well. So that should be okay. Yeah, the other one angle snapped, which is nice. So what we'll do here is we'll get one of these guys on. And yeah, I do want the height to be quite big here as well. So this will be, yeah, these walls can be quite, yeah, so they're sunk in quite a bit there. So what we might do with this, actually what we'll do is this is lined up nicely, but we'll put this guy over. Actually, let's just put him here for now. Yeah, let's put him there. And now we want to get these walls again. And I'm just going to try and get just the walls. And I'm going to duplicate them and I'm going to put them here, which is going to be slightly different. And you've got the 3 layers there. And I think we'll do that. Yeah, let's do that with this. Okay. Now you've got the 3 layers of walls, so that is quite good, and we can build this up. And this part will all be connected together. If I have a look at this, yeah, if you have a look at this here, you've got a moat, and then you've got like a this paratexion, the parabolos. So you've got this sort of lower wall, then you've got the outer wall, and then you've got the inner wall. And the inner wall is the big defensive one. Yeah. So if I've got a middle wall there, but this is if you're doing different heights as well. So I think if I did it like that, here's the middle wall, and this will be the other one. So we wouldn't have. So this one here, if I do that, can come in. Yeah, you can come right in. Let me see if I can eyeball these guys. Let me just try and get this lined up perfectly with that pillar. Yeah. So yeah, I decided to create these off camera, these parts, just trying to line these pillars up so we get these nicely fitting in. I decided to make these parts off camera, and then I thought it's going to be more fun just putting these together. And I like the idea of just putting it all together inside the game with you guys as well. So yeah, that's my reasoning behind that. And what I might do here is, we've got some trees there, is we might actually change the geography a bit and pull this in so it's in quite a bit. So let's do it like that, and we'll get rid of a window there as well. But I do like the height there. Now, if you're coming in here, you're starting to see how this is starting to look, and you'll see some of the defensive natures of that. And I think that's all quite good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So let me just see if I can get rid of some of these trees just for the moment. And then I can go ahead and put the rest of the walls around. So what we would do is we would do well, we have to think here about this. Actually, this is a bit different. So if I did this, what I'd probably want to do is, if we slide him all the way along, let's just put him, let's do these at regular intervals now. Actually, let's do them like that. Because otherwise I think we might struggle. Yeah, let's do these at sort of regular bits. So what I might do is, let me just pull him in. Yeah, and that means let me just grab him across. Look at the one that's highlighted, the difference in color. Okay. Yeah, and then let's pull the moat back a bit. Yeah, let's do it like that. So you've got these walls sort of lining up together, and the moat is back so you see it. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. You've got these sort of bigger wall there, and then this other one here. And I think we might even put this guy down a bit. Yeah, I think that's good. Right, I think that's nice. That'll means that we'll put a moat around this corner, and this guy will be like this, which is excellent. Now, that means, I think, now that we've got 4 of those, I think what we can do is duplicate this guy, use a rotate, and he should line up. Yes, he does. And I think what I want to do there is just put him, oh, did he? No, he didn't. So duplicate again. Just turn this guy here so he lines up for that. Yeah, and then that will be there. Cool. And then we can just get rid of, if I just go, yeah. And funny enough, when I was creating these guys, what I did with them is they're large blocky bits. What I actually did is made a made like a brick bit out of 3 different parts, and then made it slightly, because it's a non-gridded part, I then made it big with the scaler just a little bit, and then it created like these bigger objects, which is great, really easy to move in a block kind of way, so that was good. So now this guy will move as 1, which is good, I like that. And again, just to line things up, I just want to grab that and just say, right, so you're right where you need to be, and then forward, just so you can just be seen. Yeah, you're there. Good. So now you essentially should be here. Now I'm just looking at that parapet, and I'm just going to line that one up with the other end, or any of these guys, which is about there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's do that. Yeah, I think that's nice. Yeah. Okay. And then we can, of course, make some of these bigger as well, and we probably will go ahead and do that. But I want to change the course of everything now. So what I might do here is, actually, these guys are set back a little bit now as well, which is good. So I think what we'll do is, yeah, from above, let me see if I can get you guys. Yes, I can. And if I go duplicate and then grab this, I can turn him at an angle. And now I should be able to, I don't want that angle though. Do I? I don't mind that actually. He is coming back and bending through. Yeah, that's not bad. And then if I do this, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Let me just do this. Because what we'll do is we'll get these guys right at the same height first. Let's do the height first. So if I come in at this level and I do that, yes. Yeah, happy with that. Yeah, happy with that height. And then if I do this and then use the red, I'm looking for the red. Oop, slipped off onto the wrong keys there. Let me then go, where's the red? Yeah, there. And we put this guy back. Now we're just looking at the parapet checks there. So what we want here is this parapet. So red, yeah, that to be there. Good. So if I have a look here, this needs to be exactly the same height as that. And it's not, it's a bit higher. So I've got my green tool here and I look across. Oh, that's because these walls are different to the other ones. So I think, yes, the walls are different. Yeah. So you've got different heights on those block bits compared with this. So it is going to look slightly different. And I don't mind that. I think that's okay. So what I need to do then, if I just made that slightly odd, is go back and measure it again with these guys. Get the red and measure it here. So it should be the same height as this, please. Yep. Great. Okay, good. And now use the red to just take him back. And then put him into there. Red. I've got to make sure we do not grab the green. Grab the green there and it's all over, guys. You've mucked up the heights. So that'll be pretty good. Okay, so he would do that, and then we'd put the other wall in front, and then we'll see how this is going to go as well with the moat. Yeah, I think that's kind of going to start looking pretty good. Now we'll do an entrance to the castle here. Oh, so it's not really a castle, but we just want like a walled city to sort of, be around this kind of area, and we can do something behind it. It will certainly be the barrier to where the swimming area is going to be, but that's a future expansion. So yeah, if we do this, these walls will be layered up. It's funny when you look at it, everything looks off a bit, but I think once we get that, it'll work out quite nicely. So if we do some general layout of this, I think that'll work quite good. And we can see what we're going to be doing with this 5-pointed plaza, because there'll obviously be an entry going through there, so that'll be quite good. And we can do the entry going through. That could be quite nice. We could do that. We could do that now, actually. If I get paths now, I just don't know if this is going to be the smart thing to do. But can I do a line? Yes. Can I edit tool? If I go edit tool, yeah, line builder of this, and I want to get line straight. Copy existing texture. Basically, we want to get the straight line with a much bigger width. Is it snapping? No, it's not. Now, is that going to be an accept? No, it's not. Okay, so if I get a slightly smaller one, let's get it even smaller at 10. Try and eyeball the middle of it and say, right, through the middle there is what we want to do. And then I can fix up the plaza and just make that. But what I'm looking at here is all this at a straight angle to that? And it is. This is at a really good angle, actually. So what we'll do is we'll get this one and I'll copy him and we'll make a gate. And then we're gonna make this gate here. So I'm gonna try and put him there. Now I just want to see if I've got the exact angle here. So I want to copy if I grab one of these guys, can I put him onto this? Can he snap onto that? Yeah, he can. So if I go X and then I do that, great. So what I want to do here is just slide him across, and then what I want to do here is just make him bigger to the point where he measures this for me. No, you can't do that. Okay, so what we'll do here is we'll say just want to just touch this. Yep. And then this one, I want to move it away, just touch. So 2. Sorry, just touching. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter now. This guy right to the edge of the curb. And then I want to get 1, 2, 3. And I want to do the same over here to the edge of the curb. And that means that, yeah, you go there. Which means this building here now has to be just on the edge. So if I do that and I grab him and I say X, what I want to do firstly is make sure that it is in exactly the same spot, and it is. If you line these guys up and then you bring it across, is he sliding the correct way? Yes, he is. And I want it to be there, just in. Just grab that red, zoom in a bit, and he's just touching the brick. Yeah. So that would be there, and I'm going to leave those there. They can stay there as well. Actually, they'll probably end up being there anyway, so that'll be good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so the moat will go all the way here. We could put a drawbridge across here as well, which could be quite nice. That might help us fix that if we put a bit of an up and a down. I turned power generation off, so we shouldn't have all those issues. Yeah, we'll have to see how all that goes. What I wouldn't mind doing now is just, can I grab maybe 2 of these? Yeah, I can. And I want to see if I can change the axes there. Yeah, I can't change that. Surface move. Well, we could do that, yeah. Well, actually, what I can do here is just grab that one. Actually, just grab that one. And now slide him across. Can I do a world axis change? Yes, I can. And then if I come across here, just looking at the parapet join, that's not too bad. Looking at the parapet join, I could check that on the amount of bricks, but I think I want to go in a bit, bring it right in. Yep. And then from there, I think what we want is a little bit of detail there. So if I do that, I can spin it. Yeah. And then I can put it back to here. And I'll come out. So again, looking at the parapets and making sure we got a nice little line there. Don't know how many bricks I've got there, but it's roughly about the same, are they? Those two? Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. Okay, I don't mind that at all. That's good. I think that is quite good. And we might have to make these guys a little bit bigger as well, actually. So we'll probably just put that there. And if I can actually put another one here, what we'll do is we'll just line this up. Just going to try and line that right up there. We're right on the edge of the plaza here, so we might change things up a little bit, but I don't mind I want this to be an imposing structure, so I don't mind that. Just trying to line this up. These lines will really help me to do that. And then if we have a look at this, these guys are going to be bigger there, so you can be at that height. That's perfect. I think you'll have a front wall in front of you. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That is good. And then we just want to see if we can grab all that. Sorry, we want to see, okay, this is going to be more of a selective grab actually. So I want to grab that. Kind of move you to here and just put you back a bit. Yeah, that'll work quite nicely. Zoom in here and just make sure these guys are both where I want them to be. That's back a bit. I think I want you to be back a little bit more than that. Damn. Okay, I'm just going to move that then. Yeah, let's do it like that. Are you zooming in? So we wanted it back a fair way. But again, I'm just trying to get those two angles nice, which is good. So that's good. Cool. Okay, these two are going to be bigger. So if that's the case, this guy doesn't need to exist. Oh, you don't need to be there. How many of those have I put there? Oh yeah. If I delete that, undo that. Great. And then that means that what we can do here is come back here to these guys. Bring it forward, yeah. And you can actually be there. Well, we get rid of so I think we've got multiple layers here, which is not good. We've got multiple bits there. Again, checking the parapet join. Perfect. Good. And I think we want to do the swing of this guy. So again, the walls, the windows will move. And we can move those windows about as well. But what I want to do here is just see if I can do, say, something like that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's do them right in the middle of the windows, actually. Yeah, don't mind that. And we're going to change things around a little bit as well once we get sort of, the general layout going on. I'm going to build bigger, beastier versions here with a bit of a gate over the top, so we can. I'll get that built as well. We'll have a little bit of more of a wall here, and I'll see about that. Yeah, I think that's kind of going to be. That's going to be quite good. Can even just move this guy across a little bit. Might even things up a little bit here, but we'll see. But yeah, I think this is kind of good with the Theodosian walls, and then we'll have them coming back off this way. I think we probably don't need this guy to be doing that, but depends on how the moat goes. So I think that's going to be just me playing around with those, yeah, I think that's going to be kind of good. I think you'll get rid of you just for the moment. Right, I just seem to have lots of extra copies of stuff. But yeah, if I do you and then I slide you across and I parapet you, which is nice. Yeah. I think that works. And if I delete you, you are there twice. So yeah, I've got to be a little careful of that. Now, do I do this angle change here? Or do I change this slightly? I think I have to come in a bit. Yeah, I think I will come in a bit on that one. Just watching there, because I can't let the parapets go. But I could make it like that. That'll work. Yeah, that's the sort of detail I don't think you're going to look at, but I think I need to lose a little bit on that corner. And then we will, for this bit, we will then get these guys to come into the castle part, which is, to the fortress bit, which is going to be good. So if I do that, these guys will come all the way in, and we can then have defensive items up on this structure. So that'll be quite nice. Yep. These should be looking pretty good. Are you in there? Yeah, you are. So you go there. Good. Yeah, and now we're starting to sort of join up the structure a bit, which is good. And I think that'll be quite nice. It won't look very nice from the back, but that's all right. We're not going to be looking at it from the back. Okay. So yeah, it is starting to look more solid now that we look at it. And I like that. I will go ahead and put in all the detail. Got my 4 meter grid here, which is just doing me an absolute service, which is nice. Okay, we'll need to probably change things up a bit here. And what I'll do actually is I will go, right, you. Actually, I think here I need to do not that. It's going to have to be, am I in a building? No, I'm not. So if I go here, if I get just this, right. Can I do that again? But can I slide them along? Let me try that. So if I do this, that's because these guys are all part of that. Okay, but if I do that and then slide you back, yeah, and then put you there, and then delete these guys basically. Yes, that works. And that means that that building I want to rotate that, and I want to rotate it. I want to move it to here, and I want to rotate it so it's now on the same as that. Yeah, that's it. Do not want to scale it, but now we just want to put it in here, and then that should be enough to help me to get around that corner. Yeah, like this. And if it's just looking at those parapets there, if you come back a bit, yeah, you want to be off the back end of that pier. I hate the idea of calling those piers, but that's kind of, I think, what they're called. I would always say pillar, but they're piers. Right, and then we start to lose a little bit of this. So maybe, I don't know, I think we have to come into like that. It's not too bad. Yeah, I think that's all right. I think I need to not be super fussy with some of these, but then I need to watch other certain parts. But yeah, you've got a little change in that there. That could be quite good. I think I need to make the end one a little bit of a big one as well, and I think I even needed to jut out a little bit so it comes out. So that could be nice. But yeah, I think the Theodosian walls are really sort of coming along. If we have a look here, yeah, I actually think this is this is starting to look pretty good. Don't forget, we'll put lots of cannons and things on them, and we can do that now. So we can put cannons sitting up on the top of the parapets, those tall parapets, and yeah, they would have fought in between those, and these walls would have been super strong. You could put no siege warfare could come up against this, because you couldn't put anything up against the walls. That's the purpose of a ditch in front, or a moat, a dry moat even. So yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to now yeah, I think I'm going to leave the episode here, and then I'm just going to keep plotting out this and basically make a bit of a corner there. So the idea is that when you walk in, you can see the Theodosians as you come through. So you'll come through this way, go up here, come up here, and you start to see them around here. And as you come through this bit, you'll see these big sort of walled area, and I think that's going to be kind of cool. Yeah. Hey guys. Yes, I thought I'd just show you how we have gotten on. So yeah, I kind of pre-recorded the end of the episode, and then I decided just to add this back in now so I can show you where I've got to with it. Obviously, it's a work in progress still. You can see here. So before the episode, before the next episode, this will all be kind of at least finished off from the front side, the facade side. There may be nothing else in there, but yeah, the obviously needs to go around the corner here. And I like the idea of there being a slightly bigger, maybe a bigger one on the corner. But yeah, we need to get cut into that corner, so we might just have to cut this a bit short, and obviously have the moat going around there as well. But the park boundary is here, so I could steepen this a little bit and get myself a little bit of extra land, because obviously you wouldn't have this looking straight down into there, but again, it is a theme park. I'm thinking about maybe running a coaster and having a coaster run across here and up and back. So we'll have to see how that goes, but yeah, maybe some sort of coaster might be good to run over the Theodosian walls. We might be called the coaster something like Theodosian's Run or something, but perhaps you could leave a comment in there. And you can see here, so we've obviously got the moat, we've got the fence, and yeah, you can sort of see the moat here, and it just allows that, and of course the moat will be on this side as well, so we'll have that as well. And we'll obviously do something about the park here, but maybe with some planting we can take care of that. I did also just jump in and put in these guys here for the edging, and I kind of like that little detail. I think it just helps to ground it. I think that works quite nice. And yeah, because you do have the little dip down. which I sort of think the dip down is good because it is, however, it is after all a moat, and people have to understand that that is a moat. Not super happy with this part, but I think it has to stay. I'm not sure how I can fix that. I might be able to just put something across and then run it there. In fact, yeah, I might be able to do that actually. I'll take the water out. I might be able to run this across, and just have this not as sharp. But yeah, we can, because it really does come in there, and that would be a point of cross. You could lay something up and cross that. So although it's not meant to be an exact recreation or anything like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Stitch Up. It's been a great episode here on Planet Coaster 2, and I'll see you in the very next episode. Cheers.